Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another part of my Renovating EA series, and this time I'm renovating the Pancakes house, which I'm very excited to share with you guys. I think this house turned out really nice, and I actually really like this house, so I didn't change too much about it. As you can probably tell, it looks pretty similar. I kept the color scheme the same, and I only really changed the front slightly and the upstairs floor plan. I think are like my major changes. Maybe a little bit of the back of the house, but anyways, you guys will all see that come together. But with the front of the house, I felt like that little room that jetted out in between the two balconies made the house feel a bit unbalanced and just look a little bit awkward. So I did change that, and I think it just kind of all works and flows together pretty nicely. So I hope you guys will like it, but definitely let me know what you guys think. And as for the downstairs floor plan, I left the living room in the same spot, but I do add a downstairs bathroom / laundry room area, and the kitchen and dining is all in the same spot. I just completely changed all of the furniture, and I think it turns out really nice. It ends up being a lot more of a cozy family home, which I think is definitely more suited for the Pancakes, and I really do like it a lot. And yeah, hopefully you guys will like it too. So I used a lot of stuff from Parenthood and Cats and Dogs, trying to give it that really homey, cozy look, and I'm very happy with the result. And also, so part of the changes that I made with the upstairs, so they have 2 bedrooms originally, and it's like Eliza has one room and Bob has another room, and then there's these 2 bathrooms without any, I guess, office space, or it's just a bit, I felt like there needed to be an office, so I make an office, and instead of Bob having his own room, I kind of thought the office was his space. And if we had any sort of like Murphy bed or like a pull-out couch or something like that, that would be like a bed you could sleep on that's not necessarily a bed, I would have really liked to put it in there. So maybe we'll get something like that in the future, but I was kind of thinking when him and Eliza aren't getting along, that's kind of like where he goes to escape, instead of having him have his own bedroom, because I have created them a couple of kids. So they have a toddler who is a boy and then a girl child sim, so I definitely want them to have their own rooms. And just in case you guys don't know, or if I haven't made myself clear enough, I guess, I am doing these renovations for my world save, so I will be making a lot of changes. Not to every family, but to some of the families, to add kids and animals to their households, and to change up their houses any way that I see fit to make them either blend into the world or suit the families that I am kind of having them become, or the way that I see them as they are originally. So that's what I wanted to kind of share with you guys, in case I haven't made myself clear enough, because there was a lot of controversy over my Goth's family house. Now, just because their last name is Goth, I didn't see that they should necessarily live in a Gothic home, but a lot of people took that as that I don't like Gothic style at all, and that's not really the case. I just didn't like the way that house was particularly decorated, and I saw that the style that I decorated as a better fit for their family and for, I guess, my vision of the neighborhood. So that's why I did that. But I mean, most of you guys were really respectful, and if you didn't like it, you just said so and were like really nice about it. But there was a few people, as the first time I've been cussed at in the comments, so that was pretty interesting. But yeah, thank you guys for being understanding and respectful, but there was a few people who I took a little bit, I guess, too far, or I mean, it's just a video game, so it was kind of funny, I thought, to read. But anyways, so the floor plan is coming together for the upstairs. I do go back to the exterior and do make a few more changes to the backyard. I do actually really like the way it looks. I think it's a pretty cute backyard, so I kept it pretty much exactly the same. I just wanted there to be some play equipment for the children. So I put a swing set, I put a toddler slide, but yeah, all of the landscaping I thought was really nice, with the flowers and the green shrubs. I thought was really pretty. But yeah, so we are almost done with the upstairs, I think, as far as the floor plan goes, and I'm just sort of picking out the wallpapers. I think I may have make some changes to the wallpapers later on, but I kind of wanted to get it all mapped out in my head so I didn't forget exactly what I was doing. And I really like the upstairs landing around the stairs, how it kind of looks down into this hallway, so I thought that was really pretty. But here I am just making a few changes. I wish I would have put that bird bath back, but I haven't done so yet. I've already took the screenshots, but maybe I could add the bird bath before I upload it to the gallery, because I haven't done that yet, because I thought the bird bath was pretty cute. And I really actually like this neighborhood. I was kind of zooming around in tab mode to look at houses that are the fake ones, you know, out in the distance, to get inspiration, because there is one empty lot in this neighborhood. So I really want it to fit in to the rest of these houses. and I don't know, I've been kind of trying to get inspiration from the houses off in the distance, so we'll see what I come up with. But I'm very excited to renovate the other houses. I've already renovated the pink one next door, and that's the grandma house that I was mentioning in my grandpa's home build. So I decorated that house to be for a grandma and her grandchild, which I think it's gonna be so cute. I mean, I know, well, at least I know it's cute. I think it's cute anyways. Hopefully you guys will agree, but I think that house turned out really, really adorable. But anyways, here I am picking out some furniture and activities for the back garden. It already had a place to eat and a barbecuer, but other than that, it didn't really have any activities. So I just expand the yard a little bit and tried to just keep it looking exactly how it was. But this is where I make the play space. I put a slide and the swing set, and I think it just works really nicely. I thought about putting that little toddler swimming pool, but it didn't quite look right. But I mean, if you wanted to play in this house, I figured you could just pull it out during the summertime and have your Sims play in it and just not have it out all the time. And something I wanted to mention, the sunroom that I've built on the back of the house, it doesn't actually stay exactly the way it is. I do keep the room there, but I changed it into a laundry room and a bathroom instead of a sunroom. Well, the sunroom ends up having a washer and dryer. I get it completely decorated before I realized that I didn't have space for a bathroom. So I did end up changing that up. I do really like the idea of it. It looks a little bit awkward from the exterior, so I think it looks better in the end, probably the way I end up doing it, but I was kind of disappointed. But I definitely wanted to have a bathroom because that was one of the main things that I wanted to add in the downstairs that wasn't there originally. So yeah, that's what I ended up doing. So you'll see that kind of come together later on in the video, but we do get it completely decorated before I realized what I wanted to do. But anyways, so now we're on into the interior, and I do start off with the kitchen, and I really like the way this room turns out. I think it is just really cozy and homey, and yeah, really happy with the way it turns out, and I really like that it's nice and open to the dining room. I end up switching out these arches that I made for the ones that came with cats and dogs. It is a pretty similar idea to the original floor plan because there was originally archways separating the room, which I really do like. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, I use a lot of archways just to make the houses feel like they're separate spaces but still flow like they're open spaces. Does that make sense? I hope it does. But the original ones were a bit smaller, and these ones that come with cats and dogs are nice, and they're nice and open and large, and so I really like these archways, and I thought it worked really nicely for this house. And I ended up going with these base game cabinets and countertops. I thought they worked really nice in this kitchen, especially paired with the tile that came with Parenthood. I thought it was just such a fun backsplash in a traditional kitchen, and that's kind of the idea I had for this house. I wanted it to look like a traditional home, but not a fancy home. The original decorating style I felt was a little bit fancy for this neighborhood and for the house. I felt like it needed to look a little bit more yeah, not as fancy. I had kind of fancier furniture. You'll notice in the before and after pictures, and it was also decorated a little bit weird, especially in the living room. It had these plates really low to the ground. I don't know if I got any good screenshots of it, but you may have noticed at the beginning when I was removing the furniture. So I wanted it to kind of have more of a lived-in cozy look, and yeah, I think I achieved that. And I kind of imagine that Eliza's always wanting more, and so I kind of felt like this decorating style represented that a little bit better. At least that's what I was going for, because it's still a nice home. It has nice furniture, but it's a little bit older style furniture, not older as in fancy, but older as in worn down a little bit. So I don't know, you guys let me know what you guys think about that, but that's the idea I had. But anyways, so now we are working on that sunroom. And as you can see, the lighting's really beautiful, so I really like the idea of it. I thought it was kind of a cool laundry room to add to the house, but I definitely wanted to have a bathroom space, and we do already have 2 upstairs, which is probably plenty bathrooms for the house. But I think for gameplay, it makes a lot more sense to have at least 1 bathroom downstairs. That way, if your Sims out on their way out the door, they don't have to run all the way upstairs to use the bathroom, or you have to worry about it if your Sims are downstairs. I just think it makes a lot more sense. So I felt like it kind of outweighed the sunroom, but I do really like that idea. I mean, I'll definitely be adding sunrooms in more builds. Actually, one that I'm currently working on has a sunroom, and it's one of the prettiest rooms I have ever made in The Sims. It just has the best lighting, so I'm really excited to share that house with you guys. It'll probably be some time before I can share it, because it is on a 64 by 64 lot, and the house isn't really that big, so it's gonna be a lot of landscaping to do, but I'm very excited to finish that house and share it with you guys. So hopefully you're looking forward to it. It'll be coming in hopefully the next couple of weeks, but we'll see how long it takes me to get all of that finished. But anyway, so we're working on the dining room, and I think this room turns out really cozy as well. Yeah, just having a lot of fun using stuff from let's see, we got cats and dogs in here. I think we end up using some laundry day and parenthood, and just all of those really cozy packs that we have in game just work so nicely together, and I definitely thought it suited this family. So as you'll see, as I was talking about using some more worn down furniture, I tried to choose some of the swatches that looked a little bit more rough, like they're maybe hand-me-downs or they've had them a long time. So that's kind of what I was thinking when I was talking about Eliza wanting more. Like, she wants the fancier furniture, she wants maybe the Landgrab's house or something like that. Maybe she wants a modern house. I don't know what she wants, but I kind of figured since they had the separate bedrooms to begin with, that maybe that's what they fight about, is maybe not having the nicest house. But it's still cozy. I still think it's a nice house, but in Eliza's eyes, I don't think she thinks it's good enough. So that was kind of a fun thing to think about while I was decorating this house, and I think it's a lot of fun, and I kind of think they'd be a fun family to play with. Let me know if you guys have played with the Pancakes. Have you gave them children before? What kind of families have you had, or stories have you developed with them? I think that would be a lot of fun to know. So we are about finished with the hallway now. I just have a coat rack in there, somewhere to hang their jackets, and I think like a mirror and stuff. I think we might go back to it later. I'm not exactly sure. But we are on into the living room now, and I end up getting rid of this china cabinet here in a second, but I do put it back in the end, and I think it works perfectly. I really enjoyed using those items from Cats and Dogs with the more worn wood texture, and it's kind of an orangey wood, and I felt like it matched the base game kitchen countertops really nicely. So I was really happy about that. And I think I also end up using that coffee table from Parenthood, one of the big square ones. I think this is the one I keep. I may change the color, I'm not exactly sure. And then I end up going with the couches from Cats and Dogs with all the pillows. I felt like that suited the sort of style I was going for. And then other than that, in this living room, I think I get like a bookcase. Oh, I also end up putting the chess set over by the window, because I think the original version of this living room also had a chess set. So I thought I would keep that activity in this house, since there's not a whole lot of activities. I mean, I do have the office upstairs that has a dartboard and the computer, and I also get a weight machine because there was one originally in Bob's room. So I definitely thought that they needed to have the weight machine still in their house. And changing up the landing a little bit to kind of make that hallway look a little bit better, so I could have matching archways on either side of the china cabinet, because I felt like it looked a little bit unbalanced and awkward. And yeah, really matchy-matchy with the wood tones in here, but I think it really works. But there I am placing the chess table over here by the window. And like I said, I think this was the original spot that they had one in this house. So thought that was pretty perfect, and just adding some decorations over here on the end table with some books and a little candle. That is one of my favorite candles, by the way, to use in the game. Now I like all of them, but that one I think is really cute, and that came with the Diwali update. So I was very happy about that. But here I am using a move objects trick, so I can put the TV up on top of the fireplace instead of having the mirror there. I kind of felt like it needed to look like a little bit of a built-in unit, and yeah, really like being able to do that. And then over here, I think I put a side table and a bookcase. I was really not sure. I even thought about squeezing in like a bathroom, because I didn't want to mess with the laundry area, but it would have looked really weird and cramped, so I didn't end up doing that in the end. But I think it turns out really nice. I get this sunflower painting, which I thought was really pretty, and then just a side table with some clutter decorations, a plate and a plant, and I think some books, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I do think it looks really nice. And then we are going to be moving on into the upstairs. Now the upstairs to this house is probably my favorite part, just because it's so cozy with all of the bedrooms, and I just really like it a lot. And I also gave them a cat and a dog, by the way. And I had a lot of fun naming the dog. The dog's name is Bacon, so like Bacon Pancakes. I thought was kind of silly because it's a little boy dog, so I thought Bacon was kind of a cute name for a boy dog. And then I gave them a cat who's a girl, and her name is Strawberry. So Strawberry Pancakes and Bacon Pancakes. I had so much fun with that. Now, don't worry, I didn't do that to their kids' names. Their kids have normal people names, not food names, but I definitely thought that was kind of fun for their pets. But here I am. Okay, so at this point I was thinking about just adding a bathroom and still keeping the sunroom slightly, but it was gonna look so weird and unbalanced to have like the tiny little sliver of a laundry room that was a sunroom. So I ended up changing it, and I think it looks okay in the end. Now the steep sloped roof that I have at the top doesn't end up staying exactly that way. I do change it up at the end, and then I extend the back deck area, the back porch balcony area. I ended up extending that over the top of it, so it I think it kind of works. If you wanted to make the bedroom bigger, that ends up being where the toddler's bedroom is on the other side. You can make that room a little bit bigger if you need to and just make the back of the house look like it was originally, because I think the original design was pretty nice. I just wanted to switch it up a little bit. But here is the bathroom, and it's pretty simple. All of the bathrooms in this house pretty much look the same, but I think it looks really nice. I like using this linoleum, and I thought it worked pretty well with this tile. It's the same one that I used in the kitchen from Parenthood. And then just trying to figure out some clutter items that I can put in here without overly cramping it up. I wanted the space to still be usable and your Sims to be able to get to the washer and dryer. Now, I didn't add a clothesline outside, but that's something you might want to add. I kind of think that would be a good idea because I think the clotheslines are pretty fun. And then I decided to go straight away to the upstairs bathrooms, and I kept them both pretty similar. Now, I kind of decorate them at the same time, so hopefully this isn't confusing, or hopefully I don't whip the camera around too much is what I'm trying to say. So, but I think they turn out really nice. This little bathroom right here is going to be the ensuite to Eliza and Bob's bedroom, and so it's a pretty small bathroom, but it has everything that you need. And then the other bedroom is the family bathroom, so it's a bit bigger, and yes, the one for the kids to share. But I do really like the way they turned out, continuing using the same items, like I mentioned, the same countertops, and just trying to make it look cohesive, but I think it all really works. I've been trying to have a lot more fun with bathrooms recently. Now, I'm not one of those people that don't like decorating bathrooms, but I definitely get in a rut of doing the same bathroom, I think, over and over. So these ones I think are very typical to my style of decorating bathrooms, but I've been trying to branch out recently. And actually, I think the bathrooms that I've been doing in that house that I was talking about that's on the 64x64, I feel like those are a little bit different bathrooms. And I think the ones that I've done in like my Mediterranean style house build was different. I don't know. And definitely my uptown apartment. So I've been branching out a little bit. Pretty proud of myself because I had mentioned a while back that I wanted to start doing that. So I think I'm achieving it. But anyway, so this bathroom, I do swap around where the shower is. I felt like it just felt a little bit unbalanced the way the rugs were right next to each other. That's probably a little bit silly, but that's how I felt. So I decided to go with my feeling and swap it all around. And I think it flows a lot nicer. And then I put the toddler potty in here so your toddler sim can go to the bathroom. And I also ended up putting a high chair down in the kitchen because at this point, I don't think I have one. So we'll see me go down there in a little while. So now for the kids' personalities. The toddler is just a toddler, so I don't know what his personality is yet. You guys can develop that in your own game because in my save file, he will be a toddler. So if you want to play with him, you can develop whatever personality. But for the girl, I imagined her to be a sporty girl. So I decorate this room with lots of sports stuff, and I think it's really cute. I kind of imagine that she is just into all of the activities and is just really outgoing and ambitious, and maybe she'll be a cheerleader when she's in high school, or maybe she'll keep playing sports. I don't know. That's up to you. We don't really have cheerleading, which would be such a cool activity for them to add. I feel like we need more for our like kids and like teenagers to make them feel more like teenagers, especially since teenagers look just like young adults. I really wish we had preteens though. I doubt we'll ever get it. I mean, I'm not gonna completely doubt it or lose hope, but it's something that I would really like to see because I feel like there's such a large gap from a child sim who's like 8 years old to I feel like the teen sims are like 18, 19, maybe 16 at the youngest, and so I feel like that's a really big gap. It's like a 10-year gap if we were to compare it to real life. So I feel like it's, I don't know, I want preteens. I want like a 13-year-old or like a 12-year-old. I think that would be perfect. But anyways, adding some posters on the walls, trying to make this room look really lived in. I imagine she likes cats, so I put a couple of cat's toys. Maybe Strawberry is her cat. That's what I was thinking anyways. And yeah, just really happy with the way her room turned out. But now we're on into the little boy's toddler bedroom. Now I'm sorry I'm not saying the kids' names, but I just don't remember what names I gave them. So I guess you'll have to wait for my save file to find out. Anyways, so I think this room turned out really cute. It's just a cutesy little toddler room, not too much of a theme. I guess blue is a little bit of the theme, but I just added a bookcase, some toys, this little chair, and some building blocks. And I do end up adding some windows along this wall in the end because, as I mentioned, I do change up the back of the house slightly towards the end of the video. So this room will get changed in a little while. It doesn't stay exactly like this, but I think it turns out really nice. I really had fun cluttering up this side table next to the bed with like so many little toys and decorations, and I really liked sizing down that dinosaur stuffed animal. I thought that was pretty cute and worked really nicely in this room. So I kind of just shuffled things around, to be honest, as I wasn't really sure because it's kind of a narrow bedroom. So maybe you would want to expand it to the back, which you totally could, like I said, because the original version of the house did have this room expanded, and this is where the zigzag bathroom was. But maybe when he gets a little bit older, you'd want to expand on the house and give him a little bit more space so we can fit a bigger bed in here. Definitely a possibility, but for now, since it's a toddler's room, I don't think it needs to be that big, but just really cutesy, and yeah, really do like it. I think it's pretty adorable. I've said that a lot, but it's true. And then just placing the high chair down here, moving the trash can so he has somewhere to eat. But this is going to be Bob and Eliza's bedroom, so I really like the way their room turns out. I end up giving them the large walk-in closet that came with Get Together, that big square one, and I actually really like the texture of that one. It's probably my favorite closet, which it's kind of a silly thing to have a favorite of, but out of all the closets that came with Get Together, this one's probably my favorite. I think I heard Aveline talking about this recently in one of her videos. I forget exactly which one or what she exactly said, but it reminded me how much I like this closet, and I recently used it in my apartment using the new stuff that we got with the update, the Caribbean themed stuff. And I just like, oh yeah, it has like a really nice texture to it. So I was really happy to use that in here and just cluttering up their dresser. I really liked using that picture frame. Now I use it a lot. It has like people, like a team in it. And now I imagine that maybe Bob is in a bowling league or something, because if you guys have been on my channel for a while, a long time ago, I created a house that was for my original idea of my save file. And like I said, I didn't have a direction that I wanted to go in or know how exactly I wanted the neighborhoods to be, and now I have more of a plan, so that's why I'm getting back into it. But a long time ago, I did create a house in Oasis Springs, and it was a mid-century modern house, and I ended up creating Sims for that house that were using no custom content, and they're up on the gallery, and it's a father and daughter Sim, and he, I imagined, had a bowling league, so I kind of imagine that Bob is in that league with him. So I'm really excited to create these kind of like clubs and friendships and really develop the story of like the different worlds and neighborhoods. So I'm having a lot of fun with it. So anyways, the office is coming together, and I really liked adding that poster above the desk. I thought that maybe Bob had starred in a movie. Maybe he had aspirations to be an actor at some point, and maybe life got in the way and he never continued his dreams, but that was the one movie that he starred in. So I kind of thought that was a lot of fun. Maybe you guys like that idea, but anyways, just adding a few decorations. I add a couple of places to sit on the porch right here. And other than that, I didn't really add too much to the porches and balconies. I just wasn't too sure what sort of activities to add, but you can definitely add more if you decide to play in this house. But here I am changing up the back of the house. I felt like it just looked a little bit awkward and unbalanced, so I decided to make the porch a little bit bigger. But there where I made the extension, you could definitely make this toddler bedroom a little bit bigger if you needed the space, like when he gets a little bit bigger or something. But as you can see, since I added windows, I did have to come back in and reshuffle the furniture around, but I think it turns out really nice. And it's still really cozy and has the same look that I was originally going for. So I am very happy about that. And then on the other part of the balcony, I think I get like a couple of potted plants, and that's it. But like I said, I really wasn't sure what I should add on the porches and balconies. So they're a bit bare, but I still think they look nice in the end. And then here I am just adding some final decorations to the toddler bedroom to wrap it all up. But that's it for the video. So I hope you guys did enjoy this renovation, but definitely let me know what you guys think. And hopefully you guys are looking forward to future ones. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions that you have, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!
Some people have written books, some have a great look that covers the magazines for kids who are 17. But I don't know what to do, staring into the blue sky and just waiting for a sign. Some, they are certain of what awaits them when it all ends. But I don't know what will happen to me. Will I be remembered in this century? Like dust in the wind, or the talk of the town that we are living in. Well, I don't know, how could I know what lies ahead of me? Am I part of a grander master plan? Will I be washed away like lines in the sand? Some people that put their faith into someone who's half their age, reading from a torn out page from a book filled with lies. But I don't know what to do. I'm staring into the blue sky and just waiting for a sign. Some, they are certain of what awaits them when it all ends. But Well, I don't know. No, I don't know. How could I know what lies ahead of me? Am I part of a grander master plan? Will I be washed away like lines in the sand? I don't know what will happen to me. Will I be remembered in this century? Or will I be forgotten like dust in the wind? Or the talk of the town that we are living in? I don't know what will happen to me. Will I be remembered in this century? Or will I be forgotten like dust in the wind? Or the talk of the town that we are living in? Well, I don't know. How could I know what lies ahead of me? Am I part of a grander master plan? Will I be washed away just like lines in the sand? Some people have written books, some have a great look that covers the magazines for kids who are 17. But I don't know what to do, staring into the blue sky and just waiting for a sign. Some, they are certain of what awaits them when it all ends. But I don't know what will happen to me. Will I be remembered in this century? Like dust in the wind, or the talk of the town that we are living in. Well, I don't know. How could I know what lies ahead of me? Am I part of a grander master plan? Will I be washed away like lines in the sand? Some people that put their faith into someone who's half their age, reading from a torn out page from a book filled with lies. But I don't know what to do. I'm staring into the blue sky and just waiting for a sign. Some, they are certain